The first episode left a good impression, but doesn't really show us the direction the series will take. Is Ethan Hawke's charismatic character really a ruthless cult leader or an honest person trying to do the right thing? And is Steven suffering from DID, possessed, or both? Hi there, it's Micha. Join me for a review of a second episode of this new Marvel TV show. Episode 2, titled Summon the Suit, starts with Stephen Grant waking up in his bed after giving over control to his body last night to Marc, the reflection in the mirror who saved him from the attack of a monstrous creature. Hoping it was just a dream, Stephen goes to work where he finds the scene of his fight, but on the security camera only he shows up, not the monster. Though the museum doesn't file charges against him, Stephen loses his job. The keycard he found alongside the hidden cell phone leads Stephen to a storage facility. In the unit he finds a go-bag with weapons, money, a fake passport in Marc Spector's name, and the golden scarab he stole. Meaning it was not just a dream a few days prior.
Stephen.
Again his reflection, Marc.
There he is. Hello, man in the mirror. I know you're scared. A bit, yeah. I know you're confused. You weren't supposed to see any of this.
Talks to him and explains that they share a body.
What are you? Sure you want to know? Am I like some sort of secret agent?
Never saying, but pretty much implying this to be a case of dissociative identity disorder.
Are you like living inside of me? It's a little more complicated than that.
Marc made a deal with Khonshu, the Egyptian moon god, to be his avatar, meaning Stephen now is also kind of part of that deal. Khonshu is the protector of the innocent, and Marc is channeling his power to do his bidding. And there is a mission at hand. Marc asks Stephen to hand over control so that he can take care of it and all the problems they are in. Not believing this, Stephen takes the bag, runs away, stumbling into the street and directly into Layla, hitching a ride on her motorcycle. Layla, calling him Marc, tells him that they are married. Back in his flat, Layla still believes his story to be a shtick, especially after seeing the scarabæus that they were hunting together for ages, but starts to believe Stephen as he just handed it over to her, right before two police officers knock on his door and take him in after finding his passport in Marc Spector's name. Looking up that name in their system, Stephen learns that Marc was a mercenary involved in killing a group of archaeologists, execution style. The cops though work for Arthur Harrow and deliver Stephen to him. There, Harrow calmly introduces himself as the avatar of Ahmed, an Egyptian goddess, after previously being Khonshu's avatar for years. He also explains that only Stephen, as the avatar of Khonshu, can see and hear him, and that the god, without Stephen's agreement, has little power in the real world. Harrow shows Stephen around in a community that was previously violent but is now, due to Ahmed's influence, a safe haven. He only can channel a part of Ahmed's power though, as the goddess is kept imprisoned somewhere and the scarab is the key to guide them there. After a solid pitch how well Ahmed's approach works to kill everyone now who would later have committed evil deeds, with Khonshu commenting that he only punishes the guilty after the fact, which is true justice, Stephen draws a line at the fact that Ahmed would also kill children.
Summon the suit.
Summon the suit? What are you saying?
The suit.
The suit?
Then keep this safe.
When Layla shows up with a scarabæus, handing it to Stephen with the words, "Summon the suit," meaning to change and protect them, a fight for the golden gem ensues.
So be it.
Let's go, let's go.
In which Harrow summons another creature to chase Stephen, which only he can see, though it creates real-world damages. Along the way, Stephen manages to channel the moon god's power by turning into a gentleman version of the Moon Knight, but is not able to stop the creature, so he hands over the power to Marc, who turns them into the Moon Knight, killing the creature almost effortlessly. Unfortunately, the scarab is lost in the fight, and later found by Harrow. At the end of the episode, we learn that Marc's main motivation is Khonshu's threat that should he ever quit, his next avatar would be Layla. With Marc in control and Stephen being the one captured in the reflection, something that in his words feels terrible, they find their way to Egypt, where the next chapter will take place. In episode 2 we learn more about the background of the characters and the main setup. Harrow, as expected, is the main opponent, believing to do the right thing, with Khonshu being the counterpart, also convinced to do the right thing by punishing the bad guys after the fact. though pressuring his avatar into servitude by unjust means. It seems to be pretty obvious now that Stephen, or better said Marc, suffers from DID, dissociative identity disorder, while being possessed as well. Whether his mind split at an earlier point or it happened when Khonshu first entered his host remains to be seen. What we learned is that Marc, and Stephen as well, are able to channel Khonshu's power without him taking over their mind, which at least means that Marc and Stephen have control over it. But are there more than two personalities? Also something we find out along the way, I guess. That will be interesting, as apparently each personality has their own version of superhero that comes when they summon the suit. According to the credits, Marc's version is called the eponymous Moon Knight, while Stephen's iteration is named Mr. Knight. So if there are more personalities taking control of a host body, there are likely more versions of the suit as well. It will also be interesting to see if the show is making a clear decision as to which of the two deities it presents as the evil one, or if they both again remain in the grey area, while assigning different shades of righteousness to them. To get back to the old question, would you kill baby Hitler? Many people will have their answer for it, but to do this mind experiment's true justice, we need to find out more about how this judging process works. Is it a glimpse into the future, finding out with 100% certainty if someone will commit atrocities, like we know of the dictator? Or does it just scan your brain for potential evil? In the latter case, the decision of on which side one would end up, Khonshu's or Ahmed's, would be much different, right? In any case, the second episode showed us more clearly in which direction the show is headed and doubled down on highlighting the great acting of all major players. As both personalities seems to be aware now of the other and feel trapped while the other is in control, it will be interesting to see how they manage the outcome, so none of them is ending up in a bad place. And how it would look like if a third identity shows up. Would then the two of them be kept in the reflection realm together? Now before we get into the rating, let me remind you to like and share this video if you enjoyed it so far. And if you are no subscriber yet, maybe consider to change that. By also hitting the notification bell, you will get a heads up for most of my new videos. Now for the rating. I really enjoyed the second chapter as well. It clarified a lot while providing a lot of action. It walked a nice balance again of doing exposition work and providing solid entertainment. With the next episode taking place in Egypt, I am excited to see where this will lead us. The acting remained on a high level and we had some cool effects, and another monster made the scene, which shows us another creature from a so far not much explored corner of the MCU. I will raise the score from last week's 8 out of 10 points to 8.5 this week, as we now have a clearer picture of things. Fingers crossed that future episodes will raise the score even higher. FYI, my sister Angie also scored it with 8.5 points for mainly the same reasons. It really shows that we are related. She especially enjoyed Stephen running around, screaming in a high-pitched voice whenever danger is near. Same goes for his, a bit clumsy, alter ego, Mr. Knight, who was fun to watch. As she likes Egyptian mythology a lot, this show is right down her alley. I have no rating from Neil on this episode. If I hear from him, I will add it to the video's description. How did you like this chapter of the Moon Knight saga? Do you agree with our rating? Let me know in the comments. You might have noticed that I didn't post a video for predictions and theories so far, but this is because neither me nor Neil or Angie really had any ideas how this will go, besides the real obvious stuff. If anything strikes me or if I feel like sharing some predictions based on what happens in the comics, I might post a video on it, but the next review video will come for sure. This one was a little bit late as I was at a movie festival last week and didn't manage to film it earlier. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching.